Welcome to the June 23rd, 2025 meeting of the Florissant City Council. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Clerk, please call the roll.
O'Donnell. Here. Pagano. Here. Siam. Here. Harris.
Here.
Manganelli. Here. Egan. Here. Caputa. Here. Shildroth.
Here.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting minutes of June 9th, 2025? Hearing none, Councilman Egan moves to approve the minutes, seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The meeting minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is hearing from citizens. This is a time to speak to the council on any issue, not necessarily on the agenda, for 3 minutes. This is not a question and answer period. If you would like to speak to a council member or the mayor, please stay until after the meeting is over. If you are here to speak on a public hearing, please wait and speak when the public hearing is announced. Okay, we have one speaker, Ms. Wasser. Please come forward. Hi. Will you say your name for the record and city?
Kathleen Wasser, Florissant.
Oh, I got to turn this microphone on. I apologize. Will you say it one more time?
Kathleen Wasser, Florissant.
Thank you, ma'am.
What I'm talking to you about is the dog problem. We really do need animal control. Last Sunday, when I was walking, I was chased by 2 dogs in 2 different places. One person picked me up and drove me around the block, and I love my walk. I walk 15 miles a day, and she dropped me off. Well, then the next street, which was St. Anthony, there was another dog loose, and some people let me in their house because the dog was chasing me. And he wanted to take me back home, and I, as hard-headed as I am, said, no, I'll walk. Then my husband had to come pick me up because there was a dog again. And I started walking in 2007, never had this problem except for the last 5 years. And I hope you can do something for me and get animal control. Because, I mean, I've been bitten before, as some of you know, and I got infected, got cellulitis. I could have lost my leg. So please, if you could please help me out and do something about this for me, I would have really appreciated it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Are there any other speakers this evening? Okay. I don't see any. So the next item on the agenda is communications, of which there are none this evening. The next item on the agenda is public hearings, and we have no public hearings this evening. Next, we have old business. The first item is bills for second reading. Bill number 10077. Councilman Egan moves for a second reading, seconded by Councilwoman Pagano. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing an amendment to special use permit number 8097 to allow for a change in exterior wall stain color for the property located at 370 North Highway 67.
Councilman Egan moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing an amendment to special use permit number 8097 to allow for a change in exterior wall stain color for the property located at 370 North Highway 67.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Pagano? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli?
Yes.
Egan?
Yes.
Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroth?
Yes.
Bill number 10077 passes and becomes ordinance number 9078. Bill number 10078, Councilman O'Donnell moves for a second reading, seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor?
In your
I'm sorry, is there any discussion? Okay, Councilman Egan. Yes.
Thank you. I would like to offer the following, make a motion for the following amendments to this bill. After line 129, I would add the following: no decorative lighting allowed around the windows. Line 136 would be amended to read, perforated vinyl screening and advertisements for beer, liquor, lottery, and tobacco shall not exceed 16% of the window opening. After line 180, add in the following as line 181, section 8. No clothing donation boxes shall be allowed on the site. And after line 181, add in the following as line 182, section I. Video surveillance shall be shared with local law enforcement when requested. That is my motion.
Okay. Councilman Egan has moved for 4 amendments to this bill, seconded by Councilman Caputa. Is there any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
You gonna read it?
All in favor? No, all in favor of the second reading
Okay.
as amended.
All in favor of the second reading as amended?
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing the rezoning of property, where am I at here? Wrong one. Yep. Ordinance authorizing the rezoning of the property for the Southside Property LLC from B3 Extensive Business District to B5 Planned Commercial District for the property located at 1280 North Highway 67.
Okay, this is third reading. Let's see, Councilman Egan moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing the rezoning of the property for Southside Property LLC from B3 Extensive Business District to B5 Planned Commercial District for the property located at 1280 North Highway 67.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Come forward, sir. Okay. Would you please state your name and your city for the record?
Gary Ploser, DePere, Missouri. Since we had a site meeting, we have we've done a landscape plan. But when I met the owner out there, let me ask, is tonight then you're going to approve the site plan the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be? Or do we still go to
This is it.
just the concept?
Yes.
Because what's happened here is MoDOT asked us, can we put it on the screen?
We have some assistants coming here.
Yeah.
Oh, you could holler.
There you go.
No. All right, very good. So there's 2 entrances on Lindbergh, North 67, and 2 on Patterson. I'm sorry. Jefferson, sorry about that. MoDOT asked for this to be closed, which we all agreed with. Mm-hmm. The city originally said we could keep this one open, but then since changed their mind, so the engineer closed it. The owner would like to keep this one open. The reason is he says the gas truck comes down here, turns, comes in here, here's the gas pumps, sorry. He parks over the top of the gas pumps, puts the gas in, and then he backs up, and then he goes out this way. So they would like to keep this entrance open. When I met him Friday and met some of you gentlemen, the owner said, no, I don't want to close the North Jefferson. So I called Ms. Irwin, left her a message, and I haven't heard from her yet, so I wanted to get clarification on that before we vote again.
I see. Okay, would it be, I mean, we could postpone this, or we could continue until the next meeting?
Postpone the third reading then,
Okay,
and that'll give me 2 weeks to get this worked out.
okay, until our next meeting.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
Until our next meeting, let Ms. Irwin get back to you. Let's figure out the details and make sure we're approving the final plan.
Correct.
Okay, so let's see, Councilman Egan moves to postpone this, this item until the next council meeting
Third reading.
and the third reading of this item. And that is seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this item has been postponed. Thank you for
Thank you.
bringing it to our attention.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bill number 10079. Councilman Siam moves for a second reading, seconded by Councilman O'Donnell. Any discussion? All in favor?
I hit my button.
Oh, okay.
Now you've turned me off. That's okay, though. In considering this bill, this is basically a nightclub. This is basically a nightclub. We have numerous establishments in town where you can go and get alcohol and watch the game and food. And then we have some places in town that just don't have entertainment, don't have the dance floor, don't have DJs, and they're just bars, if you will, taverns. I've often rallied against nightclub type of facilities here in town, and doing a quick survey today, within a half a mile there are 20 additional places where you can get a drink. You can buy alcohol from this location. Within a mile there are 41, and personally I think we have enough. I think this is nothing but problematic for our police department and for our citizens. Vote your conscience. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the discussion, Councilman Egan. Is there any other discussion on the second reading of this bill? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing special use permit for Jamel Graham and Richard Young Jr., DBA Cocktail Corner, to allow for a tavern cocktail lounge for the property located at 1752 and 1756 New Florissant Road, North New Florissant.
Councilman Simon moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilman Manganelli. All in favor? Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit for Jamel Graham and Richard Young Jr., DBA Cocktail Corner, to allow for a tavern cocktail lounge for the property located at 1752, 1756 North New Florissant Road.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell? No. Pagano? No. Siam? No. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? No. Egan? No. Caputa? No. Shildroth?
Bill number 10079 has failed, and we will move on. The next item on the agenda is new business. The first item under new business is board appointments. Mayor Lowry.
Thank you. I wish to appoint Sandra Meyer from Ward 2 to the Environmental Quality Commission.
Councilman Manganelli moves, seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The appointment has been made.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Councilman Siam moves to accept the next section is requests. So this is a request. Councilman Siam moves to accept the application to transfer existing non-conforming special use permit from Jerry's Lounge, Inc., doing business as Jerry's Lounge, to D2 Enterprises, LLC, doing businesses as Jerry's Lounge, to allow for a restaurant located at 2182 North Waterford Drive. Seconded by Councilman Shildroth. Discussion. Councilman Egan.
Thank you. First of all, I think that this is worded incorrectly. Number one, they are not going to do a restaurant there. This says it's a restaurant in the transfer, and I believe it's just going to be a tavern. And I would make a motion to suspend the rules and have the applicant step forward to answer a few questions.
Councilman Egan moves to suspend the rules to invite the petitioner forward. Seconded by Councilman Shildroff. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the rules have been suspended. Is the petitioner here? Okay, please come forward, sir. Welcome. Would you please state your name and city for the record?
Sure. Dan Dillon, San Luis County.
Okay, and also, what is your interest in the business?
I'm a partner in the business.
Okay. Councilman Egan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, sir. Thank you for coming. First of all, you can verify that this is not going to be a restaurant. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So I don't know how we fix that. Do we have to?
We can make an amendment or change it. That was what was on the application, however.
Yeah, I think that came from Savannah to write that there. That's what I think she mentioned, that's what we should put there.
It's not a restaurant.
It's possible that was already what it was listed as. No? Okay. So there's maybe just a clerical
So
error
tavern,
there.
we can change it.
Okay.
Great, thank
Do
you.
we need it to move to fix that, or is that?
We should probably amend it.
Okay, so Councilman Egan moves to amend the language of the ordinance to reflect that this is a tavern.
We're going to amend this, and then we're going to have to amend the ordinance when we get to it. Yes,
Okay, amend what?
but we can amend the wording on here, too.
So we're amending the wording
Yeah,
on the agenda.
yeah, yeah.
On the agenda to reflect this is a tavern and not a restaurant. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so the wording on the agenda is amended.
Okay.
Are there any other discussion or questions for the?
Just a few.
Okay, Councilman Egan has more. Yes.
Thank you. Again, good evening. Thank you for coming. A couple more questions. Are you going to operate the business essentially the same as it is today?
The intent is to leave it exactly as it is today.
Will the hours change at all, sir?
No, sir.
Do you have entertainment there?
No, we do not.
Do you charge people a cover to get in?
We do not.
Do you have a dance floor?
We do not.
Do you have any intentions of a DJ, a dance floor, anything like that?
We do not.
Okay, you understand that doing that would make you a nightclub? And,
We don't really want to be a nightclub.
okay. Hours all the same?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Okay.
All in favor of accepting the application?
Okay, all in favor of accepting the application? Aye. Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. The application is accepted.
Yes.
All right, so then we get, okay. Next, Councilman Egan moves to accept the application transfer special use permit number 8107 from Western Tire and Auto to NR Auto Store 104 LLC, doing business as Western Tire and Automotive, Florissant, to allow for an automotive service garage located at 8123 North Lindbergh Boulevard. Seconded by Councilman Siam. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried and the application is accepted. Councilman Siam moves to approve a request for a full liquor by the drink license for Jerry's Lounge located at 2182 North Waterford Drive, seconded by Councilwoman Pagano. Roll call vote, please.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroth.
The motion carried and the liquor license is approved. Councilman Harris moves to approve a request for a beer and wine package with Sunday liquor license for Rocket number 4211, located at 1200 Shackelford, seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Roll call vote, please.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroth.
Councilman Harris moves to approve a request for a beer and wine package with Sunday liquor license for Gas Mart 48, located at 12785 New Halls Ferry, seconded by Councilman Siam. Roll call vote, please.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Siam? Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroth?
Motion carried and the liquor license is approved. Councilman Shildroth moves to accept the application to transfer an existing non-conforming special use permit from Florissant Hospitality Group LLC doing business as Quality Inn to Dunn Hospitality LLC doing business as Quality Inn to allow for a hotel located at 55 Dunn Road, seconded by Councilman Egan. Is there discussion?
There is.
Councilman Shildroth.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to suspend the rules to have the petitioner speak to the council, please.
Councilman Shildroth moves to suspend the rules, seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The rules have been suspended. Will the petitioner please come forward? Welcome, gentlemen. Will you say your name and city?
I am Vivek Patel, and I'm from St. Peter's.
Okay.
I'm Jitendra Patel from Darden Prairie, Missouri.
Thank you for being here tonight. Councilman Shildroth.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Patel, both of you, for being here tonight. I spoke to you both and your other partner last night on a conference call. Could you tell me when you purchased the hotel, roughly?
We almost got it like about 18 months ago.
Okay. And do you, can you tell me about your background in this industry? Have you had other hotels, motels in the area?
Sure. I personally have about more than now 5 years of experience into this industry, and that is mainly from Missouri, Maryland Heights area. And our other management members, they have more than 15 years of experience in Missouri, Illinois, and Pennsylvania.
Okay. Could you start just by telling the council and the folks that are gathered here some of the work that you're doing right now?
Yeah, so just to highlight our key improvements that we have recently done, it includes we changed all our entrance, exit doors, room doors, locks with the electronic locks, so which earlier was not kind of like secure, but we have all of them are like with electronic locks now. We have changed all our interior corridor wall finishes with a new wall finish and the paint in all the common areas. And we have removed all the dead or partially dead bushes around the building, and did all new landscaping around the building. And yeah, and we noticed from the previous management there were like some ACs that were needing either replacement or needs serviced, so we got that also taken care of. So all of our air conditioning units are perfectly working fine at this time.
Could you tell me about the project with the roof, with those screening tiles you were from the
yes.
previous Hampton Inn when they were there?
Yes, so as far as with the metal screenings that are on the roof, because of this recent wind damage, we removed the damaged part currently. And with the contractors coming up and saying it's hard to find those because those were installed back during when it was Hampton, so it's kind of hard to find those replacements. So, and from the insurance perspective also, like, they are recommending us to remove all the screenings from the roof and anywhere else on the building. So just
you
to,
could
just
put
to,
that on
yeah.
the
Yeah, we have a rendering here. And
on the overhead, sure.
Can we wanted to show
Coming on.
some
There.
pictures of the building?
oh,
You
it is.
just
Oh,
put
it's
it
on. I'm sorry. All right.
Could you
So,
And be
Point
sure
out-
to speak into the microphone, too.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job. Thank you.
yeah.
Could you
so-
point out those tiles you're
Yeah,
talking
so
about?
this is the area like up here. That's what we wanted to remove, and up here as well.
And then
And this would just be, if we assume like there is no those metal screens up there, it's gonna look more nicer. And as if you see the newer Hamptons, they do not have this kind of screenings up on the top. And this is just to give you an idea, is this is our, like a, yeah, this is our like a new painting that we are proposing or gonna propose down the line with, once we get the approval from our franchise. So that's something we'll be proposing down the line. And this is the another view of the building, which it will look like after it's gonna painted. And this is again another screenings that we would like to remove that will be removed.
Can you tell me about the exterior painting that you've been doing?
Yes, and this is the exterior, another, you know, so this is,
the existing right here, and this is the new.
yeah, so this is the existing paint that is there, and this is how it will look after it's been repainted.
Okay. There is a pool and it's outside. It's functional?
Yes, it is functionable. We have all the pool permits in place, and we have our certified pool operator who comes out, who just came out today, as a matter of fact, and inspect the pool and checks all the water chemistry and everything.
And can you tell me about the elevator you've had inspected?
Yes, we have, I have submitted the elevator inspection report to Ms. Deborah, and we have the certificate of operations in place in the elevator room and at the office also.
Okay. The history of this property is kind of unique. You have the opportunity to do really well here because it's the only hotel in town, in Florissant. It started out as a Hampton Inn, and for the first 3, 4, 5 years, it did really well. And then it changed owners, not you guys, but it has changed owners a couple of times. And, and the clientele was, more long-term than your regular traveler who's going on vacation, visiting people here in Florissant, taking a trip to Chicago and stops halfway, or to Columbia off the highway. I would like to see it return to that, the 1, 2, 3 night stay as opposed to long-term. I think there's a market for that, and I think you guys are starting, you've got a great start on what you've put into it, and I'm sure when you're doing all these improvements, you're going to want good clientele, renting your rooms. Can you talk to that a little?
Let's talk about the improvements.
So as far as with the long-term stays, so we have implemented no cash policy. So that has helped us, filter out a lot of those locals, because a lot of locals, they prefer cash payments. So with no cash policy, only card payments, it has weeded out all of those, long-term stays and the locals. So most of the guests that stay now with us, either they are on a travel, they are here for some meeting, conference, convention, like a conventions, and or work-related purpose, like a CLC, like a corporate lodging, and all those, and a lot of, because of this hail damage and tornadoes that has hit recently Missouri, we are seeing a lot of workers, like the construction workers, roof workers, just being paid by their companies, and they are coming here. They utilize hotels because they can really get a shorter term, apartments or any other houses, so they prefer to stay at a hotel for maybe like a week or 15 days or until their project is complete.
I'm sorry, there's one thing I'd like to add, which is very important, that we are part of the choice revenue management system. So what that means is that there is a minimum ADR, average daily rate, that we have for winter and summer, and then it goes up. It never goes down. So if you look at the ADR, this weekend, for example, you'll see that it will go from $84 all the way up to $100. And we want to keep it that way. We want to keep the ADR higher, because then that's really going to help us from the revenue perspective, not just revenue perspective, but from the quality of people that will stay with us.
Yeah, because I think with the facility next door in Hazelwood, they're going to have a bunch of handball, racquetball events, national and the potential there. I know Hazelwood has some hotels down the road, but, I mean, you could practically walk to that place from your establishment.
Yeah.
I wish you luck. I want you guys to do well. We need a really good
improvement list.
hotel in town.
Yeah,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
So like we discussed about this paint project that is coming up, so that's going to change the whole outlook of the building. And plus on top of it, we have another extensive renovation plan that is, being already provided by the franchise. So, and it's just like, some logistic issues and, management changes that has kind of pushed us back as far as accomplishing those renovations. But we are on track now. So we are just waiting on certain materials to start with, because during this busy time, we can really make more, updates or changes with the rooms. And
Would those mostly be exterior, interior?
Pull that
Interior,
mic
yes.
closer. Pull that mic closer to your
yeah,
Thank you.
so it will be mainly interior renovations, like, changing the furniture, changing the carpet, changing the colors, and fixing any dings on the wall, or for that matter, just, fixing anything and everything, but not including those things that I just mentioned.
Do you offer like a breakfast in the morning?
Yes, we have a free complimentary breakfast in the morning.
And that's 7 days a week?
Yeah, that's all, 365 days,
Okay,
yes.
and do you do anything in the early evening? Any kind of
So it's only
appetizers or
breakfast in
anything?
the morning.
Just breakfast?
Only breakfast in the morning, 6 to 9,
Okay.
and it's a hot breakfast.
Okay, that's all I have for right now, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nice seeing you. I stopped by the hotel just to get a look today. You said that the only thing that Mr. Sheldroff hasn't covered, he kind of touched on the pool. I saw a sign on the front desk that said the pool was closed.
Right, so we were waiting for the pool operator to come and inspect. Last time it was inspected was Friday, and because of the weekend, there were a lot of people that were using the pool. So we wanted to make sure the pool is in good condition before we can open it up for the guests. Yeah, because we wanted to make sure the water chemistries are all good on there, like the chlorine level, pH, and all alkalinity and all those things.
Okay. Yeah, because I was a little concerned when you talked about that, because I
No,
I looked at the pool.
Yeah, thanks for
You-
bringing that up. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
When I looked at the pool, though, you couldn't see the bottom.
Yeah, and it's
That's-
apparently for safety, because, if you feel, it's not like safe to be open for everybody to use it, it's no point. It's rather than somebody complaining and we then reactively close it, it's better to just proactively close it down for, until it's good to be opened up.
Okay. And then one other question, when people check into the hotel, are there defined stays? Where like when I check into a hotel, I have a time I come in and a departure date. Is every one of your
Pretty much, yeah.
guests, had that same type of defined stay? Like you said, on the 4th or whatever, they're going to be leaving that day. It's
Yeah,
not
so it's totally depend upon I would say, upon their need of being staying, but it's as far as we know, there is not any long-term stays or
I think the
permanent.
average would be no more than 2 days.
Yeah,
Okay.
average stay would be no more than
And
2
I think the
days.
workers that we mentioned, which, the roofing companies currently, we have a lot of workers from them, they do stay on a longer base because, they need to, and we allow workers, and actually that's something we really welcome that business, in our city. So those are the only clients that are staying probably a week or longer.
Okay, all right. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Manganelli. Councilman Egan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome. So you've been in the hotel industry for some time, correct?
Yes, 15 years.
And you've owned this one for 18 months?
Right.
Correct.
What took so long to approach the city?
Just during the recent time, we approached the city and we learned that we need to get the special use permit. Unfortunately, we are not aware of that we were going to need a special use permit. So
Okay.
as soon as we learn,
Fair enough. And you said you own a hotel in Maryland Heights. Which one do you own in Maryland Heights?
that's Motel 6.
And that's on Dorset Road there, I believe?
Yes.
Correct.
How often do the police officers that go to that hotel?
I mean, they patrol around, but I mean, we don't really have to call much.
Well, I
Unless
just
the
retired
guest-
from the Maryland Heights Police Department after 38 years, and I would suggest we're probably at that whole hotel probably 10 times a day.
Yeah, that's not the case currently,
Yeah,
Mr. Egan. Yeah, we can assure you that.
We're at that hotel all the time.
No, I totally agree with you that that was the problem before we purchased the property, but not recently.
How long have you owned how long have you owned that hotel?
Since COVID 2019.
Yeah.
Well, I would suggest that you're not aware how often the officers are at your hotel, and I really don't want that type of clientele in this one, because
Sure.
that is one
for
of,
sure.
and Maryland Heights was one of the problem hotels. Absolutely. Wow. I have no more use to ask any more questions.
Okay.
You're not being truthful with me.
Thank you, Councilman Egan. Mayor Lowry.
I just got a question about the screening that's on the roof. You want to remove that, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is up on the roof? Is there air conditioners up on the roof? Is there things up on that roof that would be seen from the highway, or?
No, nothing's going to be seen, actually. Everything is like, there's a wall. It's really underneath the wall. So if you take the screen out, nothing will be visible, as far as, we can tell.
Because a lot of times that's exactly what it's for, though, is to block anything that might be on that roof.
Not for this particular screening. I think this is an old, Hampton design that was there like 20, 30 years back, that they made every property having to have those screen. But it's really not hiding anything behind it. Yeah. And if there is any concern like that, we'll certainly work with the city to address that. But we don't personally. We looked around, and it doesn't look like it's going to be anything that could be seen.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Might come by again and take a look at that.
Yeah. Okay. No, that would be
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
Yeah, you're most welcome to come, please. Yes. Yeah.
Very good, thank you, Mayor. I don't see any more comments or questions from the council. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here this evening.
Okay. Thank you.
you.
Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.
So we do have a second motion or a second reading on the floor?
No, so you have a motion and a second to accept the
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the application. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, can we do a roll call vote, please?
O'Donnell? No. Pagano? Yeah. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? No. Egan? No. Caputa? No. Shildroth? Yes.
Okay, it looks,
5 noes and 3 yeses.
okay, so this motion has failed and the application is not accepted. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Harris moves to accept the application to transfer special use permit number 8697 from Everything Fitness LLC to Hall of Gains Fitness LLC to allow for a fitness center over 2,000 square feet located at 8 and 9 Malamphy Garden Shopping Center, seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Is there discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried, and the application is accepted. Okay. The next item on the agenda is bills for first reading. Bill number 10083.
Ordinance authorizing a transfer of an existing non-conforming special use from Jerry's Lounge Incorporated, DBA Jerry's Lounge, to D2 Enterprises LLC, DBA Jerry's Lounge, to allow for a restaurant located at 2182 North Waterford Drive.
Okay, I believe we need to amend this bill.
We need to,
Correct.
yeah, we need to amend the title. Actually, it's good, I'll just do a substitute at the next meeting.
Okay.
So, I just wanted to.
So for the other council members, we are going to, remember we changed the title of this from a restaurant to a tavern, and we'll introduce the substitute bill in the next meeting to take care of that on the bill. Okay, bill number, Councilman Siam moves for a second. Seconded by Councilman Egan. All in favor? Discussion.
Because if you're going to do that, then we need to amend it.
Okay.
If we're gonna
So we
back-
should not do it. We should not do
Well,
the
if we're
second.
gonna- we can amend it,
Okay.
but if we're putting it back out there for a second reading, then we need to amend it. So before you vote on the second reading, we need to make that amendment,
Unless we don't.
unless you don't.
Okay. Councilman Simon, are you agreeable to wait till the next meeting? So we can amend that? Otherwise, we can do it now. Okay,
We can do it now.
okay. So we need a motion to amend the bill. Okay. Councilwoman Pagano moves to amend the bill to change the language of the title from restaurant to tavern.
So,
In all the cases where it says restaurant, we will change it to tavern. Okay, do I have a second? Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
okay, now, all in favor of the second reading as amended?
All in favor of a second reading as amended? Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing a transfer of an existing non-conforming special use from Jerry's Lounge Incorporated, DBA Jerry's Lounge, to D2 Enterprises LLC, DBA Jerry's Lounge, to allow for a tavern located at 2182 North Waterford Drive.
Councilman Simon moves for a third. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Roll call.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. An ordinance authorizing a transfer of an existing non-conforming special use from Jerry's Lounge Incorporated, DBA Jerry's Lounge, to D2 Enterprises LLC, DBA Jerry's Lounge, to allow for a tavern located at 2182 North Waterford Drive.
Bill number 10083 has passed? Or do we need a final vote?
Final.
Okay, we do need a final vote on this.
Audience?
Are there any comments, before we close this, are there any comments from the audience?
Okay,
Okay, I see none.
now for
Okay.
final vote. Right.
Final vote, please, please call for the final vote.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth?
Okay. Bill number 10083 passes, help me with this one,
9079.
and becomes
9079.
1079.
9079.
9079.
Yes,
Okay, we got it.
you got it.
Thank you. Bill number 10084.
Ordinance authorizing a transfer of special use permit number 8107 from DAK Enterprises LLC, DBA Western Tire and Auto, to NR Auto Store 104 LLC, DBA Western Tire and Automotive Florissant, to allow for an automotive service garage located at 8123 North Lindbergh Drive, Lindbergh Boulevard.
Bill number 10085.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into a contract with TREKK Design Group LLC for engineering services for project number STBG 5622604, North Highway 67 and Patterson Road improvements.
Councilman Childrath moves for a second reading, seconded by Councilwoman Pagano. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Against?
Ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into a contract with Track Design Group LLC for the engineering services for project number STBG 5622604, North Highway 67 and Patterson Road improvements.
Councilman Caputa moves for a third reading, seconded by, is there any second? Councilman Manganelli. Roll call vote, please.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. Ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into a contract with Trek Design Group LLC for engineering services for project number STBG 5622604, North Highway 67 and Patterson Road improvements.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Yes, sir. Come forward, please. Okay, speak into the microphone, your name and
Hi,
city.
Mike Yavorski, Florissant. I just was curious what this entails of the Highway 67 in Patterson, the scope of the project, since I go through there multiple times
It's a lot.
daily. I don't know if, I guess maybe that's asking a question, so I can't do that.
No.
So can we can show you after, are you going to stick around?
Okay.
There's a bunch here. There's a bunch.
I was just curious, that's
Yeah.
all. I'm not against, I'm for it, but I don't know what I'm for.
Basically, it's improving from the bridge up to Highway 67. The state highway is also coming in along Lindbergh, and they're doing their
Right,
portion of it also.
yeah, we talked about that
So this
one.
is kind of in conjunction with that. And obviously, so this is going to be the engineering and design for the project. And it's a grant project that we've been given through St. Louis
Okay,
County East West Gateway.
so just from the bridge
Yes,
to
to the
to
intersection.
Lindbergh. The rest of it's county, I take it, Patterson. Okay.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
they're not gonna do
the rest of
anything.
it, that's
It would be
only-
their
that's only part of
responsibility,
this project, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's see. Clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Shildroth?
Bill number 10085 passes and becomes ordinance number 9080. Bill number 10086.
Ordinance amending Chapter 600 Alcoholic Beverages, Section 600-040, License Regulations by adding new Section B regarding liquor by the drink licenses.
Councilman Childrath moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Kabuta. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Against?
Sorry. Ordinance amending Chapter 600 Alcoholic Beverages, Section 600-040, License Regulations by adding new Section B regarding liquor by the drink licenses.
Councilman Childrath moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilman O'Donnell. Roll call vote, please.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. Ordinance amending Chapter 600 Alcoholic Beverages, Section 600-040, License Regulations by adding new Section B regarding liquor by the drink licenses.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth?
Bill number 10086 passes and becomes ordinance number 9081. Bill number 10087.
Ordinance authorizing the city of Florissant to accept the dedication of the streets, sidewalks, and streetlights in the dedicated right-of-way of the Parkside Estates development for public use and maintenance.
Councilman Manganelli moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. Is there any discussion? Okay, Councilman Caputa.
Yes, what was the cost going to be to maintain these lights now that we didn't have to do before? The maintenance and the cost of adding and,
I don't know if Councilman Manganelli would like to address this, but my thought on this is that, yes, okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kabuta. Obviously, yeah, that wasn't, I did not get a figure for that, but these are these 4 streetlights are the only 4 streetlights in the city that the city isn't paying for. When the subdivision was first built, there was an HOA that assumed those costs, and they're at a point now where they cannot afford those costs anymore. So that's why they approached us, for this.
Okay, thank you.
thank you. That's all I have.
Are there any more questions, comments from this? Any more discussion? Okay. All in favor? Against?
Ordinance authorizing the city of Florissant to accept the dedication of the streets, sidewalks, and streetlights in the dedicated right-of-way of the Parkside Estates development for public use and maintenance.
Councilman Manganelli moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilman Caputa. Roll call vote, please.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Siam? Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. An ordinance authorizing authorizing the city of Florissant to accept the dedication of the streets, sidewalks, and streetlights in the dedicated right-of-way of the Parkside Estates development for public use and maintenance.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Oops, I'm sorry. Siam? Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. Sorry, Tommy.
Bill number 10087 passes and becomes ordinance number 9082. Bill number 10088.
Okay, so since this one
This one has failed, so this one we should
denied, we
move
have
it.
to remove it.
Okay. I'll move to remove Bill number 10088 from the agenda. Seconded by Councilman Egan. All in favor? Opposed? The bill has been removed. 10089.
Ordinance authorizing transfer of special use permit number 8697 from Everything Fitness LLC to Hall of Gains Fitness LLC to allow for a fitness center over 2,000 square feet located at 8 and 9 Melanthe Gardens Shopping Center.
Bill number 10090.
Ordinance authorizing various amendments to the fiscal year budget and ending November 30th, 2025 budget.
Councilman Caputa moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Egan. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Against?
Ordinance authorizing various amendments to the fiscal year ending November 30th, 2025 budget.
Councilman O'Donnell moves for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. Roll call vote, please.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. Ordinance authorizing various amendments to the fiscal year ending November 30th, 2025 budget.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli? Yes. Egan? Yes. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth?
Yes.
Bill number 10090 passes and becomes ordinance number 9083. The next item on the agenda is council announcements. Councilman Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to say this past weekend, and actually starting on Thursday, city hosted two very big festivals. They're both very successful, with Juneteenth on Thursday and the Hispanic Festival over the weekend. I mean, how could you get better food than than over the weekend? That would be the Italian Festival coming September 13th. And now that the bigger events are out of the way, you might hear me say something about it. But September 13th at the Duchenne Home Association grounds, where the Knights of Columbus meet, planning is going very fast and furious to put out another great event. Thank you.
Well done. Councilman Egan.
Thank you very much, Council President. I want to send my most heartfelt congratulations to Old Town Donut. We've known it forever here in Florissant. But now from Maine to Los Angeles, everyone knows that we, in fact, have the best donut in America. Congratulations, Old Town Donut, and Keith Hook, and Big Tom Breedhoff. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Mayor Lowry.
Thank you. We've got a few events coming up tomorrow at Fusion 314 at the Egan Center. We've got a program called Gaming with the Cops, which is going to be from 4 to 8, and we get to play the games against police officers. There's free entry, free pizza, and free soda, so please register for that. We will have our City Hall Cinema Night on Wednesday night. It's the Minecraft movie. Movie's going to start at 7:30. It's going to be a little warm. And let's keep in mind also with the 4th of July coming that fireworks are prohibited in the city of Florissant. And with that, our Music on the Stars series starts on July the 4th at 7:15 at the James J. Egan Center. The band plays from 7:15 to 9:15 with the fireworks to begin right after the band. And the band this year will be Real Rock Revival. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The next regular meeting for the City Council will be on Monday, July 14th, 2025. Councilman Siam moves to adjourn the regular meeting, seconded by Councilman O'Donnell. All in favor? Opposed? The meeting is adjourned.